So I wanted to talk about this reconstructive workshop. So I went to a workshop where we worked with archetypes, with subconscious constellations, with the father figure, mother figure, inner child figure, all kind of dynamics. And it works in a very mysterious, very interesting, very mystical way. You're working with four people, and four people are set in a certain way, in a certain circumstance, that the energy, the field of the energy, the cosmic energy, can flow through the bodies and use the persons, the bodies, as channels, as conduits for energy to express the dynamics that are internally. So if you internally have your father, your mother, your inner child, and your problem that you have, all of a sudden you can externally see every person play that part and play it out. And while you're playing it out, you embody it. You feel in your body what it is like to go through that experience. So it's not conceptual, it's not thinking, it's physical, it's energetic. And when you have, so the difference between something conceptual and energetic and visceral embodying is when it's conceptual, you don't understand the real value of it. You don't understand the real dynamic of it, what it is really like, the wisdom of it. But when you feel it, when you've been hurt, when you've been heartbroken, when you've been, like, if you look from a distance and you see somebody having his heart being broken, you think, oh, how sad, da, da, da. But if you feel that, if you have felt that, if you know what that's like, you can empathize. You understand the pain he's going through because you know, I've been there, because you have that experience. And that changes the way you relate to the person. So we did this work, and I was working with some people, and at certain points there was like this energy moving through me of, like, there was this sense of loneliness, being lonely. Like, sure, things were happening in life, but there was this feeling of, I'm so lonely, I'm lonely, like dying of loneliness. And at a certain point, there was just lying down on the ground and feeling like my body was dying. And when my body died, or it felt like that, it was like simulated, not really dying, there was this sense of like, I wish, I need to repeat that life. I want more adventures. I want more colors. I want to experience more. I want to live more. I need to redo that. I need to come back. It was like the soul speaking. It was like the soul wanting to redo it, because it was lonely the whole time. It didn't take enough risks. It didn't live. It didn't feel. It didn't experience. And there were another situation where I was like embodying this thing of an older man, an old gentleman, and the moment I embodied it, my body became very heavy. It was like this feeling like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. It was so heavy, it was so tiring. Everybody was trying to hurt me. Life was trying to hurt, like to not life, but circumstances and things in life were hurting me, like beaten on the ground. Everything was heavy, so tired. And like the body was also like, there was this sense of like, just like, oh, what a life wasted. Like that kind of sense, like I want to do it over again. Or that, I don't know if that was said, but it was like, what a life wasted, that kind of thing. And like I've had those experiences. We came out of the session and we look back at it, and I had this enthusiastic feeling of like, whoa, I lived through that. I know what it's like to die of loneliness. I know what it's like. Well, I don't know what it's like to die of loneliness, but my body experienced this deep loneliness. My body experienced his situation, this deep, or not his situation, but that situation where the energy was so heavy in the body, like, and there was almost this sense, my mind was like, I'm better than that. Because I've lived through it now, because I've experienced that, I'm not gonna live that, I'm gonna do better. I'm not gonna experience it. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes. There was this arrogance. So immediately, the moment I noticed the arrogance, I just speak up in the group. I was like, guys, like, I want to apologize because what I just like shared, it was like very arrogant of me, because I don't know what will happen with me. Like, I know I'm not better. Maybe my, like, that was a thought from the ego, because I know I'm as human as everybody else. I can make the same mistakes as everybody else. And I don't know, will I make the same mistakes? Will I not make the same mistakes? It's like, I don't know. And I'm not better just because I've lived through that. Because people can live through things and make the same mistakes over and over again, right? We see, like, it happens, right? Like, until there is a, like they call in AA, a bottoming out, where it's so deep that you have a reversal and you want to climb out of it. It's like you can repeat the same mistakes for a very long time. So honestly, like, I felt so humbled and so sad also. Like why was it so arrogant to think that because I've experienced those things that I won't make the same mistakes? I don't know. And those experiences, they weren't bad, because they were still experiences. It's like life experiencing what it needs to experiencing. It's very subtle how your mind can experience something and then make a conclusion about it. Because of this, I'm now better and I won't make that mistake. So I'm better than those guys. And it's like the mind creates this separation, these conclusions, the division. You, me, good, bad, better, worse, all these kind of things. And somehow I felt really, really, I felt in myself that there was like some contraction happening. I felt like, in reality, I don't know what will happen. I could make the same mistakes. Maybe not. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But to think, to believe that I'm better, to believe that I won't make the mistakes because I saw those experiences, and those are mistakes, classifying everything, and making a plan about it, making a conclusion about it. It's like immediately there was this thought, like, just because my mind thinks that, life can put me in a position where I will live through those conditions just to experience what it is like to think that I'm better than this, and then life showing me, you're not better than this. Everybody can experience this. Nobody is too good or too bad for any experience. Like, life always gives you what you need. Always gives you what you need to grow, to evolve, to whatever, gives you whatever you want, wherever you are, whatever you need. So yeah, like, looking back on the situation, when I feel about it, it's like, I'm so sorry for having any hard feelings or judgments about that situation. All I want to be is the love that I am. It's like, I forgive myself and I'm free of it. Yeah. It's very subtle. Like, that arrogance, that and it's not even arrogance. Like, we call it arrogance, but it just, the mind is so quickly to latch onto things, to make a conclusion about things, to contextualize things. But we don't know the future. Nobody knows the future. I mean, I don't know anybody who knows the future. Maybe you guys don't know. But yeah. That's the beautiful thing. When you live in surrender, you don't know what will happen. Anyway, just wanted to share this experience with you. Thank you so much.